everybody, I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Welcome to a slightly different and still amazing VO Buzz Weekly.
That's right, and amazing is right. We have on the show today Joshua Parkinson. And you're saying, who is Joshua Parkinson? Well, he is a Facebook marketing genius. The guy's amazing. I have been following his blog now for a while. We've been using his awesome app for Facebook called Post Planner. Josh is not here with us today, which is what we're doing differently. He's actually in San Francisco, and we're going to have him via satellite on a Skype conference.
Or Skype.
I like calling it satellite because everybody says satellite.
Exactly.
Wow. So we're going to be talking with him, and you're going to be learning everything you could possibly need to know about marketing yourself on Facebook, about the things that you should be doing and things that you should not be doing, because a lot of people are annoying people out there while trying to build their brand.
Plus, he's going to address people who are maybe leery of social media, people that are just getting started, or people want to take their marketing to the next level. So we have so much great information coming your way.
Absolutely.
I think we should get started.
Absolutely. So let's do that now.
Okay.
So, Josh, how the heck are you out there in SF?
Doing well, man. Doing well. It's a little foggy up here, but, you know, I just came from Santa Barbara where it was beautiful weather. And now I came back to San Francisco last night, rainy, cold. And this morning I woke up to a serenade of foghorns, all different tones, which was kind of sweet, actually.
Wow, that's like, you can actually write songs with some of those foghorns, you know?
It's got the heavy bass. You know?
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on the show and agreeing to come in here and talk to our viewers. And I know they're going to learn a lot of great stuff about Facebook and how to market themselves and how to, you know, effectively post and do things on Facebook so that they can actually have some really good results.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, well, let's get started with, why should someone be on Facebook in the first place if they're a creative person?
Well, it's really simple. It's where everybody is. You know, people talk about a lot of social networks. There are a ton of them out there, but you know, Facebook makes up the vast majority, the monster share of everything. I saw some stats the other day where Facebook and YouTube make up about 95 to 97% of all social media activity. YouTube's about 20%, and the rest is Facebook. So, you know, the reason you should be on Facebook is that's where all your customers, fans, that's where they're spending their time online. So it's as simple as that.
What would you say someone's general approach to Facebook should be? What should their purpose be for using it?
We all go to Facebook for different reasons. Obviously, if you're just you know, the lay person connecting with your friends and family there, you're there for a different reason. But if you're a business, your general approach should be to, you know, it's cliche to say, but engage with people, get people talking, get people clicking, get people engaged in conversations, in discussions. And ultimately, hopefully, you have a hub outside of Facebook, a blog, a website, and you should be sending people there. So, I mean, I think of Facebook, personally, I think of Facebook as kind of a distribution for our website and blog. I'm trying to get people, for example, on the Post Planner fan page, I'm trying to get people to go back to our Post Planner website and sign up. Maybe in between them signing up and leaving Facebook to go there, I want them to read a few blog posts, explore the website a little bit. But ultimately, in the end, it's about distribution for my product, and discussion, engagement is kind of a means to an end.
Exactly.
And I think there's a lot of confusion about social media in the sense that people, it's really easy to say, go there, engage, get people talking. And business people kind of wonder if it's has an ROI, you know, if discussion has an ROI, and I think that it's important to remember that ultimately you're trying to get people to, if you're a business, you're trying to get people to go back to your hub, buy your product, and you know, make money as a business.
Yeah, that's very good. And I'm glad that Josh has brought that up, because he keeps saying, you know, if you're a business, if you're a business. And I just want to clarify that if you are a voice actor, you are a business, and that is your business, and you are selling you. It's You Incorporated. So the reason why we wanted to have Josh on the show is because it is so important that when you're engaging on a huge platform like Facebook, you could do one of two things. You could either get people to hate you and not really want to like know anything that's happening in your life, or you could actually get people to want to engage with you, to actually want to listen to a new demo or a new commercial that you were just on, and so on and so forth. So, and that's why he's here. He's going to teach us how to do all that stuff correctly.
Yeah.
So thank you, Josh. That was really great, buddy.
If you're wanting to promote and market your business, should you be using your personal page, or should you have a designated separate page that's all about promoting your projects, your business, etc.?
Basically, if you're someone running your own business as a single person, you can use your profile or you can use your fan page. But if you use both, you're going to have double the exposure, right? Because ultimately, there's all your fans out there and all your customers out there have one kind of location where they're going to see you, and that's in their news feed. Right. So if they've both become a follower of your profile and also a fan of your page, then your posts from both those entities are going to be entering their news feed.
So as far as the news feed goes, there's that point where you're in your news feed and you see post after post after post within minutes from the same person, whether it's their profile page or their fan page. Do you have a recommendation? Should you post and then give it some time to breathe and then do it again? Because then it's going to come up at the top of the news feed versus getting buried, right?
Definitely. I think you should definitely stagger your posts. That's the kind of terminology we use at Post Planner. We actually have a feature that allows you to do that kind of automatically. But yeah, you don't want to. I mean, it depends on how crazy your fans are about you. If they absolutely love you, then they want to see you in the news feed all the time. But if they're maybe just discovering you, and they're just trying to learn about you at the beginning of your kind of social media relationship, maybe you don't want to overwhelm them with posts. So, I would definitely space out your posts. Be conscious of, when you're posting on your page and when you're posting on your profile. Having a scheduling app like Post Planner is going to help you do that, because you're not flying by the seat of your pants. You have a plan out into the future. You can see what's coming up, how much space there is between the posts, and etc. So ultimately, I'd recommend that you do both if you're a voiceover actor.
So Josh, if I decide to use a fan page as opposed to my personal profile, what are some things that I should do posting-wise, or maybe things that I shouldn't do that will actually make my page more effective?
I think maybe we need to break it down between posting versus what your timeline looks like, your fan page.
Okay.
So let's start with posting. One of the most important things to remember is that, not all of your fans are going to see all your posts. So, the big challenge on Facebook is for businesses on Facebook is to try to get in the news feed as much as possible. And, Facebook has this kind of cryptic algorithm called EdgeRank that decides what it shows to your fans. If you're just a layperson, if you're jumping on Facebook late at night to see what your friends are doing, that algorithm is functioning in your newsfeed. It's deciding what you're seeing. But ultimately, Facebook's just trying to show you what it thinks you will engage with the most. It's trying to show you the best content in order to keep you on Facebook, to make you like the site, to make you want to come back.
Right.
So you got to keep that in mind when you're a business with a fan page. You want to, you got to remember that you're trying to optimize your posting for that. And ultimately, it comes down to something pretty simple, and that's just clicks. You want your fans to be clicking on your posts, whether that click is in the form of a like, a comment, whether they're clicking a photo to enlarge it and view it, whether they're clicking a link to go to a link that you've recommended, go to a blog post that you've posted. Any kind of click that your fans do on your posts basically signals to Facebook that they want to see you. They want to see your posts. They're connected with you, and they want to be connected with you. And the more they click, the more they're going to see from you, and you're going to build that relationship. There's a lot of different types of posts that you can do. You can post photos, you can post status updates, just texts. You can post links. There's different ways to optimize each of those post types. And, you know, maybe it's common sense, but I think it's good to talk about it, that ultimately you want to put yourself in the shoes of your fans and imagine, you know, what do they want to see? What kind of posts are they going to click? And then go from there.
Is it better to post, you know, longer text or shorter text verbiage? I mean, what about that?
I think in general, as a general rule of thumb, people have short attention spans nowadays, and you know, kind of the venue for long form text is more blogs than it is on Facebook, right?
Right.
So you know, if you're trying to share something that could take the form of a blog post, it's probably better to write a blog post and send your fans there with a link post, right? Because then you're getting traffic to your site as well. We've tested a lot of stuff at Post Planner, and we actually have a huge database full of pre-written status ideas, right? And, you know, in all kinds of different formats, questions, true or false, fill in the blank, asking people to like the post. And, you know, after several years of doing this, I can tell you my opinion is that fill in the blanks are hands down the best thing you can post on Facebook. So if you're going to, you know, have one general rule of thumb, I say post fill in the blanks. There's something about a fill in the blank status update that does two things. Number one, as your fan reads it, he kind of fills in the blank in his head as he's reading it.
Right.
And so it's much more likely that they're going to do a kind of knee-jerk reaction and type in that comment and press enter. So that's the one thing. The other thing is that if there are several comments under that fill in the blank, it piques your curiosity, right? You want to click and see how everyone else filled in that blank.
Is there any rule of thumb at how often you should post on your pages?
You got to remember that everyone has kind of a different fan base, right? These fan bases aren't, you know, machines. These are made up of actual people, and it's basically a crowd of people out there that have chosen to like your page, and the characteristics and the time constraints of those people are going to vary from fan base to fan base. You should ultimately be testing things on your page to figure that out. But that said, I'll tell you from my personal experience, you know, people tend to check Facebook and respond to things in the morning, around lunchtime, and in the evening. What's going to do you good is if you post more often, see what times of day you're getting the most engagement, and then post more during those times of days and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, test again. It's just trial and error.
Okay, so I have a really cool question for you, because I actually need to know this. Do you think it's wise to link your Facebook page with your Twitter page so that when you post something on Facebook that it automatically tweets?
Facebooking to Twitter works better than tweeting to Facebook, right?
Right.
So it generally won't hurt your tweets that much to make your Facebook posts go there.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that they're kind of, you know, they're different economies.
Yeah.
Twitter is much more of a link economy. Facebook kind of can be a destination to itself, right? So you want to go to Facebook and look at photos and spend time there. And I would use an app specific to Twitter to kind of distribute your tweets there. I personally use Buffer. I think it's a great app to manage your tweets. I use Buffer for Twitter, and I use Post Planner for Facebook.
Do you have any tips that could help me boost my reach?
Ultimately, that kind of comes back to what we were talking about with EdgeRank, right?
Right.
Kind of EdgeRank and reach are synonyms in a sense. You want to boost your reach. You want to boost your EdgeRank. In layman's terms, that means you want to make sure that more people are seeing your posts. You're showing up in the news feed of more fans. There's a lot of different strategies to make that happen without having to pay for it.
Right.
You know, now Facebook's, you know, in a sense, they're trying to get you to pay to get more reach, and sometimes that's a good option. But if you can do it without paying for it, obviously that's a better way to go. So a few things you could do there are your posting times, which we talked about before. I think you should be posting to Facebook multiple times a day, because one of the biggest factors in edge rank and reach is recency. You know, the less recent your post is, the less likely it's going to show up in the newsfeed of your fans, and that's just kind of common sense, right? Like, because your post just gets pushed down the newsfeed and kind of disappears. People do scroll down quite a bit, but you know, I think I've seen some studies where, you know, your reach decays very, very quickly after about 20 minutes. There are other things that you can do as well. For example, status updates, just text-only status updates, tend to get a ton of reach. And my theory on that is that that's because they're a little bit smaller, and Facebook can throw them into the newsfeed and fit them in between larger posts, because that real estate in the newsfeed is very valuable real estate. So a photo takes up a lot more space in that real estate than, you know, a 2-line fill in the blank, for example.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're seeing is that our text-only status updates tend to get 3 to 4 times as much reach as photos and links. And if you're posting really optimized status updates like fill in the blanks and questions, and people are responding to those and commenting and liking, then that's just gonna, you know, take your reach higher. That said, don't you know, take this as I'm telling you not to post photos, because photos are great too. So mix those photos in. And one cool thing to do, especially, you know, in a kind of a niche like voiceover, is, you know, share the photos and the videos of your fellow voiceover artists, right? You can easily go over to their pages and see what they've shared recently, and share them to your page. And then just start, you know, sharing one photo or video from their timeline a day. It's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to help you find some cool content for your page. And also it's going to, you know, make some nice connections. It's about networking, right?
Yeah.
So you're sharing their posts, and they're definitely going to be happy that you did that, and they'll probably return the favor.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very cool, because you're actually helping them share their content.
Yeah.
And then all their likes are looking at your page too, so you're getting some cross-promotion.
You're being a good Facebook friend. Well, that concludes part 1 with Josh Parkinson, and I'll just tell you this. If you think you just got a lot of great stuff, just wait till next week for part 2.
Absolutely. Try out all the new tips you learned too, you guys. And make sure to keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at VO Buzz Weekly. Take care, everybody, and just remember, you always have time for a little buzz.